not built for you. Remember, you just kicked rehab. I can't let you go back on the wagon, man. I've already had a relapse in my alcoholism. I can't let you go down that way. Plus, behave yourself, man. We got a man of the cloth in the building tonight. We rolling?
We're rolling.
Oh, my goodness. Benjamin, why you ain't let me know? Hello, you all out there in TV land. It's me, the gorgeous one. The most amazing thing that you'll ever probably see on your television screen, or your laptop, or your phone screen, or walking down the street, or skipping rocks on the Elizabeth. I'm gorgeous Geravis, and this is the Hall of Flame. The most amazing, the most luxurious, the greatest audio-visual experience you will ever grasp and ride the wave on public access television. Tonight's episode is going to be a little bit of a different type of feel, a little bit of a different flow. As you can see, I'm probably going to be on my best behavior tonight. I'm going to mind my manners. I will be removing all 4 and 5 letter words from my vocabulary, and I will behave as if I got a little couth. Calm down, Benjamin. I know. So, Shad, for tonight's episode, do we have any type of sponsor tonight?
Yeah, we just got an email from Chickasee.
Oh.
And what was the other one? I think Bojangles.
Oh, Bojangles. Oh man, the chicken supreme combo is amazing. The spicy chicken strips.
Actually, it wasn't Bojangles. It was Golden Skillet.
Can't say that I've frequented Golden Skillet, but I'd imagine that you people enjoy it. But we're gonna try to keep everything moving tonight. As you all have noticed by now, Augustus is alive and well. He's been doing a lot of things in the community. He's been flowing. He's actually been bringing a different element to this season of the Hall of Flame. So what we're gonna do right now, we're gonna kick it to Augustus in the field. I believe he's still in the field. It is winter. Hopefully he has on a winter coat. He left out of here with a tank top. Augustus is a little bit of a eccentric individual, but off to you in the field, Augustus, and after that, we'll have a brief commercial break, and I'll be joined to my right and your left by my guest for the evening. I'll introduce him as he comes on the show because I just want to make sure that I give him the right type of introduction. So you all stay safe, you all stay blessed, you all stay prayed up, and most importantly, you all stay gorgeous. We'll be right back.
Have you ever had disappointment or failure, and then somebody told you, it's all right, you just gotta push through it? The prophet Rick Ross had a song that came out that said, push it to the limit. But I need you to recognize something. It's not God's desire that you push through anything. And the reason why it's not his desire for you to push through is because if I push through, that means I'm relying on my own strength. But when I'm pulled through, that means that there's another force that's tugging on me, that's pulling me, that says, no more, it doesn't matter how much strength you run out of. Where you run out of strength, that's where I step in and I become your Superman. And you can just be Lois Lane, and you can be a damsel in distress, and I'll show up and I will rescue you with my strength and with my power. I'm so thankful to God this morning that in areas of my life when I didn't have the strength to push, it was God who was pulling me through. I'm gonna pull you through this grief. I'm gonna pull you through this disappointment. I'm thankful to God that when I didn't have strength to push, it was God who was pulling me.
God said, let there be light, and there was light, Benjamin. God saw that the light was good, and he separated the light from the darkness. That is all I'm going to give you until our guest leaves. Oh, I didn't see you there. I am esteemed and excited. I'm about to attempt to make a joyful noise unto the Lord.
Okay.
I am joined by Mr. Focus.
Yes. What's going on, brother?
Well, hey. All is well, blessed and highly favored. Welcome to the Hall of Flame.
I appreciate it. I'm excited to be here.
As you should be.
Yeah, you got the half activist, half preacher look going on with half fashion consultant.
Well, wait a minute.
So let's just
wait a minute. I'm going to be on my best behavior. Okay. I'm going to be, those jabs will be, I shall not return fire. I'm going to turn the other cheek. I'm going to take a sip of whatever it is that's in this goblet right here. So, sir, Focus.
Yes.
Is this a name that is not, hopefully it's not associated with the streets?
No. This is my stage name, not to be confused with like a stripper stage name.
Oh my
Or
goodness.
anything of that nature. But yes, it's my stage name that
We're not off to a good start.
affectionately known as through my music. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Stage. No, stripper name. Okay.
Okay. We'll go with that.
Don't worry. I'm taking my notes. So, Focus.
Yes.
Where are you from?
I was born in Portsmouth, raised in Chesapeake, so right here in the 757.
Okay. So in Portsmouth, were you born at Portsmouth General or?
I was born in Murderview is what we call it where I'm from, but yes, it is generally known as Maryview.
Oh, okay. So, all right. So you were born a stone's throw away from the Elizabeth, as they would say.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
So I'd imagine, your upbringing, out here probably prompted you to want to have your life right.
Yeah, a lot of what I was exposed to in my youth is kind of what I kind of came to a crossroad where I had to make a decision. I was either gonna.
Did you see Uncle Charles there?
I did not see Uncle Charles
I
at
miss
the
him.
crossroad.
We really miss him.
Rest in peace, Uncle Charles. But I came to a point to where I had to make a decision. I was either going to continue on the path that I was going, which was either going to leave me dead or in jail, or I needed to make a significant change.
Okay, all right. Well, we're going to get into that change. We're going to get into that change when we take an offering. All right. Typically, when you step into someone else's home or place of congregation, you let everybody know, what your home church is, who's your presiding pastor. Let them know where you're from.
Well, I am the youth and young adult pastor at Grove Church, located in Portsmouth, Virginia, and the senior pastor is Dr. Melvin Mariner. So yeah, please y'all come check us out. We have service every single Sunday, 8 a.m. and 10:30 a.m. And at 10:30, we got a special service just for the youth and the young adults. It's called Experience, where I preach every single Sunday.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah,
So
we'd love to have y'all come out.
Oh, so you're tenured in the pulpit.
Yeah, you could say that.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
Are you paid?
Yeah, I'm full time at the church.
Oh my goodness! All right. Shot. We may have to switch up the avenues. Just putting it out there. So, all right. So, you dabble, you rap.
Yes.
Do you do any singing?
If you give me some auto-tune and the right engineer, then, I can.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, upon the origin of your music, I have two questions, and I believe one of these may be the truth.
Okay.
Did Sister Mary Clarence guide you away from secular music?
No, she did not.
Oh my goodness. She didn't?
No.
Oh man. Okay. Joyful. All right. Okay. All right. So this is my other topic, and I believe this to be true because it's big in pop culture.
Okay.
So did Kanye West, Jesus is King, inspire you to go down the road of righteousness and rap?
Well, I was already on a certain path. I will say I was encouraged by listening to his album.
Okay, so Kanye is your reason for being in music.
Well, no, Kanye is definitely not my reason for being in music. But in reference to his Jesus is King album, in the context of the question, I was inspired by his album, but he's not the reason I do music.
So, we all have our trials and our tribulations, and our truth is often presented to others before it is presented to us. So I would imagine that Jesus Walks came out prior to you becoming a religious rapper.
Jesus Walks came out after I had already started. I started doing gospel music when I was 10 years old. Kirk Franklin was my inspiration behind it.
So GP was with you?
GP, are you with me? Yeah.
All right. Okay. So
you did your homework. The fact that I'm impressed that you knew that.
That I knew what?
GP, are you with me? Like, you had to be listening to Kirk in the 90s to get that GP, are you with me line.
Well, I've been around for quite a few millennia, so I've seen a few things.
Okay.
You a fan of Ty Tribbett?
I am a fan of Ty Tribbett. I've had the distinct pleasure and honor of opening up for him a few times.
Really?
Yeah.
So have you also been invited over to have beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes?
I missed that invitation. Maybe this year for Thanksgiving, I'll get the call.
That's a little of the Shirley Caesar.
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, maybe she'll invite you. I'll be there.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll be there.
If they had cornbread, then I'll be there.
You know, that is an amazing dish. That's my favorite food.
Yeah, same here.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There's a spot in DC not too far from the African American Museum, Carolina's Kitchen.
Oh my goodness.
They have the best cornbread that you will ever. It's better than your mama's cornbread, your grandmama's cornbread. Carolina's Kitchen.
That's a stretch. Because my mama can do some things with some Jiffy.
When you go to Carolina's Kitchen and you try their cornbread, holla at me and let me know how you felt.
I shall. Or I'll keep it to myself. That's how the rich stay rich. All right, so you already answered this question. You took me beyond my plan. I was going to ask you, do you lead any youth? And you already, you just went out there and did your own thing. But okay, we'll jump back into it because you don't control the format of my show. So being the youth minister, right? What prompted you to want to jump into that realm? Because a lot of people don't like children, more specifically other people's children. Right. So what made you want to, to step out in front of them and be the leader of that flock, if you will?
Yeah, well, for the most part, the youth and the young adults that I deal with, it starts at the middle school age, and it takes us all the way to age 35. So it's a very wide range of people that I deal with. But what got me wanting to deal with youth in the first place, I remember how much guidance I needed when I was a teenager, especially with my father being on drugs, in and out of the household and different things taking place. I kind of yearned for direction. I yearned to be led. I didn't have a issue with authority. Like I needed authority. And it took a young adult, somebody who was like 5 or 6 years older than I was. I was 13, he was like 18 or 19. Right. He went to my church and he led me in a way that was able to help me make the right decision. So I figured if he had not have stepped up as a leader in my life, somebody who was still close in age to me, had he not stepped up, I don't know what direction I would have taken. So I figured, why not give that same opportunity to other people? So
when you met this mentor figure, was there figuratively there were 2 sets of footprints in the sand, and then you met him, and then there was one, and he basically carried you into your new path?
You could say that, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, man. Hey, I do a little reading.
Okay, I thought you was about to break out in song. I wasn't sure. I was gonna give you your space to do your thing.
Walk with me.
I'm more familiar with G Unit's rendition of that song.
Oh my goodness!
On the Beg for Mercy album, but I didn't know.
I'm trying my best to stay away from the secular end during this interview.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, if you're gonna take me there,
yeah, I didn't know which rendition of Walk with Me you were gonna give me, so I was prepared for either direction.
God will walk with me. He'll carry me, man. Okay. So, when dealing with the youth, do you try to help in, do you try to be a model for them? Some of them that may have similar interests as you, do you happen to find yourself having a little bit more of a connection to those individuals?
I find myself having a connection with everybody because I try to meet them where they are. I feel like you don't have to be politically correct. This is a safe zone. This is no judgment. No, I believe in developing relational equity. So I feel like you cannot lead anybody.
We need to put that on the screen. Relational equity.
Relational equity.
Do explain this.
I feel like you cannot lead anybody that you don't have a relationship with. People have to be able to trust you. If I can't trust you, then you can't lead me. Because oftentimes in order to lead somebody, that they have to be following you. So why would I follow somebody that I don't trust, that I don't have relational equity with, who you don't know me outside of your job? So before I try to give anybody guidance, I try to just find common ground with them and find out, who are you? What are your interests? What are your likes? What are your dislikes? And I try to do a needs assessment with people. So before I just project
you have to take a test?
No, they don't have to,
because I didn't study.
Yeah, and what I mean by needs assessment is just through conversation, finding out what their need is before I just assume and project, this is what I think you need from me. I'll let you tell me what you need from me, and then I'll give you that.
Normally, I tell people what they need from me.
Okay.
But I mean, maybe that's because I don't have any relational equity. I only trust me and only me.
Well, it could be developed.
Okay. Hey, a wise man once told me, from the book of Austin 3:16, DTA, don't trust anyone.
I was a avid follower of the Austin 3:16 movement.
Yeah, he was the gospel for me, as a young man.
Yeah, and then I found out wrestling was fake, and then it just it broke my heart. I'm still processing, actually.
Forgive him, Lord, for he know not what he do.
Yeah, it's scripted.
I'm gonna jump beyond that.
Okay.
You know what? Think about it like this, right? Just throwing this out there.
Okay.
All right. Feel free to throw stones at me if you like.
Okay.
Wrestling is scripted, right? You say that. Now, when you go to mentor and to preach to the youth, that's scripted as well.
Absolutely.
Because you know exactly what you're going to say and what you're going to do.
Absolutely.
But the experience they get is real.
That is true.
So wrestling may be scripted, but the experience is real.
I agree with
Every bit of it is real.
Okay.
Yes.
To a certain extent.
No. Completely.
When the winner is already dictated before you step into the ring?
Well, think about it like this. The winner is already dictated in your heart because if you grasp onto the word of Jesus Christ, you won.
This is true.
So that's what we're not going to do.
Okay.
We are not going to, we're not going to blaspheme the industry.
You got the WWE Network subscription, don't you?
You know what? I did until I found out that I was blackballed from the entire registry up there. Vince is trying to whitewash me from everything that I've ever done for the industry.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a sore topic. You might want to do a needs assessment on me because I'm this close. This close.
They're going off on Vince McMahon.
I am. Yeah. All right.
He might have got a bad batch of steroids.
He's going to get a bad batch of something coming straight from me and Benjamin.
Okay. I like his chain.
Yeah, Benjamin's flossy.
Yeah.
He's my aura consultant. He's a recovering alcoholic, though.
Okay.
Which is why I have to have my glass away from Paul's reach.
Got you.
Because he's very quick.
Okay.
He has little feet. He's very agile.
Got you.
Yeah.
A lot of agility. I feel it.
See, he almost got it.
I have a choker like that, actually.
What?
No, the chain that he has. I have a choker that. Go ahead.
Is that godlike?
To have a jewelry?
A choker?
I don't see why it's not.
Okay.
Man looks at the outside, God looks at the heart.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. All right. Somebody was misinformed. All right. I guess you wear that to make it a lamp until your feet.
I see what you did there. That was actually really clever.
Yeah. Well, my aura is so bright, it's a light into my path.
Not okay.
Yeah. All right. So, when you got into the music and you decided that, were you ever in the church choir?
I was forced to be in the choir when I was young. Yes.
Okay.
I wasn't a willing participant.
Were you a tenor or an alto?
Tenor.
What was your favorite selection of music? I'll tell you mine.
Okay.
After you go.
No, you go first. I gotta think. You like my favorite song to sing in the choir?
Yeah. Well, this is my show.
Okay.
You can't tell me, but I'll oblige.
Okay.
Since you are a man of the cloth, my favorite song to perform in was "Great Is Your Mercy."
Donnie McClurkin? Okay.
Great is your mercy towards me.
My favorite song to indulge in the choir was Hosanna by Kirk Franklin.
Okay. You know what? And something that rhymes with that, Rosanna, which was sung by one of my favorite groups, Toto.
Never heard of them, but I'll take your word that it
The
was...
Degrees of Separate. Have you never heard Hold the Line by Toto? Hold the line. Love isn't always on time. Oh. That just... Oh man, that just warms my heart.
Yeah, the only recollection that I have of Toto is when Chris Tucker referenced it in Rush Hour 2 when Jackie Chan was trying to say Tito Jackson, and he said Toto, and Chris Tucker was like, "You mean Tito? Toto is what we had last night for dinner."
That was pretty fun. That was pretty funny. But if you want to make it in music, a sample from Toto would get you really, really far.
But I feel you. For a SoundCloud drop, that would be dope though.
It would. No, I mean, hey, you could probably get clearance. I mean, they're probably not doing anything right now.
You make a valid point.
I mean, this is music for the Lord. So I mean, who could turn down that?
I dig it.
Hey, could I sample your song? No, you can't. You worldly being. No, I make music for the Lord. Oh, I apologize. That's what would happen.
That'll change the temperature of the
It
conversation.
would quite quickly, quite curt, frankly. All right. So, in performing your music, have you mentioned that you've opened up for various individuals.
Yes.
And you've been on many a different stages. I'd imagine that have you toured before?
Never toured before. I don't consider like having 3 consecutive like gigs out of town on a weekend like touring, because it wasn't my tour.
That really sounds like a humble brag.
No,
But those 3 consecutive tours, I'd imagine that Grove had a very luxurious church van for you to gallivant about to make it onto the stage.
no, I drove in my own car.
Don't try to look at my agenda.
You have stripper written in bold at the top of your paper.
Well, I mean,
That's not my stage name. I mean, Focus is my stage name, but it's not a stripper stage name.
well, and this is a worldly saying. A lot of truth is said in jest.
But
Tax time is approaching.
But the rest of the words on the paper is so. But that's like
okay,
32 font times New Roman on the top of your paper.
Okay, I'll draw a line through that.
Jesus.
See, I put a line through that. That better.
Okay.
All right. Man, people are afraid of their past. You could use that as a testimony.
There's a video that went viral last year of this lady telling her testimony of how she used to give oral sex.
That's right.
Did y'all? I don't know if y'all have seen this. I was dying. I watched that video like 30 times.
Yeah. Hey, man. Hey, if you was on the stage and you was parading around in a turquoise thong, I mean, there's nothing to be ashamed of. You found your truth.
But the thing that had me weak was the cameraman immediately started panning to like the mothers in the room, and they was like covering like their kids' ears.
No, they should have left the camera right on her. Everybody needed to see that truth. We shouldn't shield our youth from knowing the ugly nature of reality,
This is very true, because I think this is how we groom people into thinking that they're supposed to be perfect.
Yeah.
We see it with our parents, with guardians, with leaders, with teachers in our school. They project this image as if they've always had it all together. So we have nothing to learn from and grow from unless there's transparency about your past.
Oh, yeah. I mean, hey, if your past dealings left you with a sore throat night after and night after and night after, you should feel free to speak about that.
Amen.
Amen. And amen.
And amen.
So when Kanye dropped Jesus is King, how did that hit your heart?
I was heartbroken, but not because of the album itself. I was heartbroken because of the response that people who are claim to be Christians, because of what they gave.
Oh yeah.
The first thing that everybody loves to do, let me backtrack. In church, we always profess that we want to see radical change in the lives of people. But then when radical change takes place, it's the first thing we want to do is highlight your past. Well, everybody has a past.
That's right.
So here's
You
what
were a stripper.
Okay, so here's what I see. I'm gonna let y'all run with that narrative. Here's what I see from Kanye. I see a man who is still currently broken, who still currently has issues, but he's gifted, and he's using his gift to take the attention off of him to point to somebody else.
That's right.
Isn't that what we all should be doing? In the middle of our brokenness, in the middle of us still trying to figure it out, it's like, I'm gifted and God gave me this gift. So I'm literally just taking the gift that God gave me, and I'm now giving it back to God and saying, I want to glorify you or bring attention to you with my gift. And, people are upset because of his political party or his associations with Trump. And people often ask me, as a black man, how could you support Kanye West? And he's a Republican and he supports Trump. And I'm like, listen, I can differentiate the fact that I am not the hugest fan of some of the things that he has done. That does not take away from the message.
And you know what's crazy? Individuals often, when they try to use that approach, some of them probably don't know that the Democratic and Republican Party was not founded in the Bible. I mean, that's
right. And if anything, I'm a believer before I'm whatever. Insert your Democratic Party here. Insert your Republican Party here. Before I am a political whatever, I'm a believer. I'm a follower of Jesus Christ. Christ should trump, no pun intended, everything else.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
I was almost upstaged here. I was almost, but I shan't. Trump. All right. I'll see if I can steal that and use that in a little small talk at the water cooler. When you, at the infancy of your career, what was the name of your first original track that you recorded?
Live Right.
Live Right.
10 years old, growing up in the Church of God in Christ Church. That was all that was. Holiness or Hell was shoved down my throat. Pause. So the only thing I could think to write at 10 years old was you got to live right, because that's what I was being told every time I got in trouble.
Okay. You got to live right.
You got to live right.
All right. Okay. So, all right. What is your best experience as a performer? And that I'll ask that question first.
Okay. Best experience as a performer. It took place this year, Something in the Water. It was over, they had 6,000 chairs out there. They told me that the venue was going to hold 6,000 chairs. So when they said venue, I thought they were going to put us somewhere in the ocean front, like in a building. And I was like, what building holds 6,000 chairs? It was outside. The sound was great. My first time being in front of this audience, by the time I was finished, everybody was rocking to the music.
Oh my goodness.
And Pharrell was actually sitting on the front row. So as they're introducing me, Pharrell is being sat in his seat. So he's sitting on the front. He keeps looking behind him as I'm performing, because I taught the audience the words to the song and I did like a little dance. I can't dance, but like I did like a little two-step, and the crowd was moving how I was moving. So he keeps turning around, looking at the crowd. My performance is over. I had 15 minutes. I walk off stage. I'm wiping my face off. My drummer is like going crazy because it's the largest crowd we've ever been in front of.
Right.
And then I hear, "Focus." I turn around. It's Pharrell Williams. He calls me up to him. He gives me a hug. And he says, "Hey, listen, man, I was on stage with Jay-Z last night. The same aura that he has is the same aura that you have. You have the it factor." Now, as he's saying this, I'm like, Pharrell is talking to me like a fan. And he goes, "Where can I get your music?" So I tell him, we exchange information, and now I have a reoccurring gig. So every year that they do Something in the Water, I'll be doing pop-up church.
Whoa, man, that is major.
Yeah.
That is major, man. And think about it. If you were, and I know you're lyrically gifted and you can tell a story and things of that nature, but do you believe that if you were to be making normal rap music without that message, do you think that you would have graced the stage of Something in the Water? So not as a shot at your ability,
right.
but the fact that you followed your passion and you followed what you felt, and that got you into the arena to be in front of Pharrell Williams.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it was a reason that that you felt the need to even go that avenue.
Right.
You know what I mean? You could have been with everyone else that makes normal music, talking about the day-to-day life stuff. But you follow what you felt in your heart. You know what I mean? That was a moment of clarity for me. I often don't,
And I will say, to answer your question, because I had to process it first, no, I don't think I would have been on that stage. And I'm gonna tell you why. And this is no shot or no shade, and I say this with all humility. The other local rappers who I do know who are not gospel artists, who had a chance to rap at Something in the Water, it wasn't on stage. It was in like settings to where like people were just standing around talking, and everybody had an opportunity, like maybe to, as a rapper, to just grab the mic and spit a 16. Anybody can just like spit a 16.
Right.
But to be able to create music that 6,000 people will move to, I was the only local rapper in this area. There was no other rapper at Pop-Up Church. I was the only rapper at Pop-Up Church. Kirk Franklin, Mary, Israel Houghton, like Ty Tribbett was there. And then the other people who were at Pop-Up Church who were performing that were local artists were all singers. If I do not follow what God placed in my heart, I don't get the opportunity. And I hate to be deep, but I have to say this, right? So there's a scripture where Jesus walks up. And
By Kanye West?
No.
Oh, okay.
So there's a story, right, where Jesus walks up and he sees, his name was Simon at the time. He ends up being converted to Peter. And they're fishing. They had fished all night long, didn't catch a thing. And then Jesus tells them to launch out into the deep. So essentially leave from where you are, launch out a little deeper, see if you get better results. Their nets are so full that the nets begin to tear. Cool. After that takes place, Jesus looks at him and says, "Follow me and I will make you fishermen of men." Here's what I pull from that. Follow me and I will make. Stop right there. As you follow me, I will make you into what you're supposed to be. As you follow me, I will evolve you into what you're supposed to be. So follow me, I make you into destiny. Follow me, I make you into purpose. Because I followed him, I'm being made into who I was created to be.
So follow him and you will be made into focus.
I see what you did there. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Hey, I'm telling you, man, if you would ever like to, to commission me to, to be a part of the act, hey, I'm here, man.
Yeah.
Hey, me and Benjamin will show up, man. I'll make sure he puts on the suit.
Okay.
Because I want to make sure I presented myself right,
The funny thing is, this is how I dress on Sundays at church.
Well, if I show up, I'm never to be upstaged. I'm always overdressed.
I feel you.
Because you just never know. You never know when you're going to have to cut a promo on somebody. You want to look good.
This is very true.
So, all right, speed round. All right. This is a game of word association that we use to close out every episode.
Okay.
I'm gonna introduce a topic or a question. You tell me the very first thing that comes to mind.
Just like, am I giving you just one word or a phrase?
One word, a phrase, or a thought, or whatever.
Okay.
A scripture, anything. Okay. What is clean slate? There's nothing written on this page.
Okay.
What is your... So you say you wear that, when you speak. What is your favorite sneaker?
My favorite sneaker, Chelsea boots.
That's not a sneaker.
Sneaker. I'm gonna have.
You can't play ball in some Chelseas.
You're right. Favorite sneaker.
You get crossed up expeditiously.
This is very true. Air Max.
Okay. 90s, 95s.
95.
Okay. All right. Okay. So I already asked you what your favorite scripture was. All right. Who is, aside from Kanye West, who is your favorite gospel act?
My favorite gospel act. I'm gonna have to go with this. A gospel rapper by the name of The Truth.
No Lecrae? Do you like Lecrae?
Love Lecrae.
Okay.
Had a chance to open for him when he came to the Nova.
Oh.
Real humble guy.
You've brushed shoulders with quite a few people, and oh my goodness, Shad, we're all out of work.
We definitely are.
I'm just gonna say it right now. I feel like I failed you. I failed the masses. I don't know. That's just me right now. What is your favorite bar that you have written?
That's a tough one. Favorite bar that I have written. My favorite bar that I've written is actually very petty. Like, I wanted to name something that had substance, but...
Yes, the pettier the better for me.
Yeah.
Yes.
My ex ain't have no seasoning, so I call her my old bae. That was my favorite bar because it was petty. It was fresh out of a breakup.
Oh, man, that's good. I ain't gonna lie, it's very clever.
Thank you, sir.
That is very clever. All right, so the question I'm about to ask you right now has very, 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 very big consequences if it's answered wrong.
Okay.
A man such of your stature and standing in the community, I would imagine that you want to uphold yourself to a certain level of responsibility and, integrity. So please don't lie.
Okay.
All right. Who is the greatest professional wrestler of all time?
The Rock.
Dwayne.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Yeah. Would you care to expound upon that?
When I think of a wrestler, I'm thinking about all around. So I'm thinking about what you can do in the ring, but I'm also thinking about your ability to electrify a crowd. And I'm also thinking about your mic performance. Like, I've seen cats who are great in the ring wrestlers, but when it comes to them doing a segment, you give them a microphone and they drop the ball. The Rock could do everything.
So The Rock. Well, what makes him stand alone from others? It doesn't matter what makes him stand alone from others, because Gorgeous Geravis is the greatest professional wrestler that you've ever seen, he's ever seen, all of you at home have ever seen. There's a reason why Vince McMahon has me blackballed off the WWE network. It was me, the IWGP, New Japan Pro Wrestling, NXT, all of that is because of me. AEW is because of me. The American Nightmare Cody Rhodes wouldn't have a pot to piss in if it wasn't for Gorgeous Geravis.
It's a great segment.
Go ahead and tell the people where they can find you.
You can find me on Instagram at I Am Focus. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel also at I Am Focus. And Focus Fridays will be coming back next week.
You know what? Nonetheless, we'll be back next week. We're going to continue to engage in some small talk because I have to keep this guy abreast as to what's going on in the world. I've been Gorgeous Geravis. This has been Sir Benjamin the First. This has been Focus. Focus and the Broken Few. Run with it. But until we meet again, you all stay safe. You all stay prayed up. You all stay blessed. You all stay sanctified. Huh?
No, way up. I feel Drake reference. Go ahead, do that.
Aubrey?
Yes.
Really? Stay gorgeous. We'll be back next week.